Hey YouTube, this is Gathering Dragon episode 2. If you missed the first episode, feel free to click the annotation on the screen right now to go back there. And the goal of this series is actually to collect these items. So to start off, we're actually going for dragon plate legs. So hey YouTube, it's iMage and I'm back with another Gathering Dragon, and this one I actually have 6,345 gold. That seems a little bit of an overkill, especially for this early item. Dragon plate legs, I don't think I'm going to need this much gold to actually get dragon plate legs. I probably could have gone with a lot cheaper of inventory. I mean, 1.5 mil, that's going to give me, or 1.675k. That's going to give me a lot of actually supplies that I'll be able to buy. So, let's see. I do have stuff from the last run that I did. Anti-dragon shield. I'm going to take a reverence aura. Those are free, so I'm gonna use them. I did buy a glory last time, along with an accumulator and a ring crossbow. So that's everything that I have so far. I just won't count the bolts because it's gonna be easy enough to get them back. For a helm, I'll go. I don't know what a good helm is, honestly. Nietsanat helm. I know that gives prayer, correct? Prayer bonus +3, and then no negatives. I guess I can. Nah, I don't even need to pray though. So I guess it's really pointless to have a helm. I'll check the Wicked Hood, see what that's at, because Wicked Hood is also free. So I'm going to count it if I can use it. Yeah, really no point in using that either. So I guess for ranging, there's really nothing that's that useful. So I'll just buy it. It's not helm. And then after that, for boots, yeah, it's not helm. I'm gonna go snakeskin, and for gloves, I'll go buy Borrow's gloves and Lumbridge. Do I need anything else in terms of? Oh, I need bolts and a ring. So boots, let's go snakeskin boots. I'll probably just go broad bolts again because they were hitting pretty decently. Snakeskin boots never sell. Snakeskin boots. I'll just go extremely overpriced, just because I also have 1.6 mil to spare so far, so I'm not too worried about how much gold I'm going to use. We'll use diamond bolts, kill them extremely fast. I am going to use a ring of wealth, and then Borrow's gloves. So ring of wealth. Bump. Borrow's gloves are just 100k, so I just have to say 100k. And then I have 1.5 or 1.6 mil left. So if I could think of a spec weapon, if I could think of a spec weapon, you bring that. I really can't though, or at least I can't think of a good one. I could bring a dragon halberd, and then, but there's really no point. Oh, I want to buy yaks. I want to buy yak and yak scrolls, and then I can just go to Lumbridge, take my pots out of the bank, and I'll be good. So yak is in terms of future videos, I don't think I'm ever going to be taking as many, or I might be making as much gold as I have been, or more, but I really only made this much because I wanted to get 93 mining, and that's just luckily that's how much it cost me to get 93 mining. I bought 11 yaks. Sounds pretty good. In terms of yak scrolls, I'll buy winter storage. I think we're gonna buy 750 winter storage scrolls because this is OP and I like banking stuff. Yeah, it's 300k. It's not so bad though. It's surprisingly not bad. If you bank bones, you just quadruple that, and that's all profit. I should bring restore potions, super restore potions, so I can have my yak out. I actually don't need super restore potions because there is a summoning altar or a obelisk at the place, so I'm good in terms of that. I just remember that I have 11, and then I'll just do this. I'll bring more ranging potions, and anti-fires. That way I can stay for a longer trip. So let's go 20. I'm probably actually not going to need that many, but I might use them later for extremes or just no. I probably just won't need that many. But I don't really mind because all of this is going profit since I'm not allowed to sell any of it until after we're done making this thing. And that's another thing that I wanted to say. Chase isn't actually with me right now. He's at work, but he's going to be working on the Series 2 when he gets home tonight, or he's going to be fishing for items like that. But I'll leave it be until he gets to his drop, and then once I get my drop and he gets his drop, then we'll move on to the next one. And until then, I'll just be doing gathering until then. That way I have enough money where I can just start out and then go get my pretty much inventory set up, and it'll just be quick and easy. And then there's some other things I wanted to talk about in terms of this video series, Road to an Elijan, and I guess a couple of other things while I'm at the trip that I'm about to be going on. So after I buy these, I'll actually stop the video and I'll start it up again once I'm at Steel Dragons. That's not what I wanted at all. Buy items and bars close. Sweet. And I still have 1 mil to spare. That's pretty awesome. So I'll start the video up once I'm at I forgot what it's called already. Steel Dragons. So you guys, I got here and I actually went down in gold to 850k. And that is because I forgot to buy bolts, if you would have noticed from that last clip. So I bought 2,000 of them, and that should last me this whole trip, I believe, or at least longer. It should last me for a really long time. But so I wanted to talk about a couple of things. One was I've had some people asking what happened to Road to an Elijan, and since I lost all of the money, I kind of didn't want to. I didn't not want to do it anymore, but it lost its appeal to me since I would have to go through those basically first 3 episodes all over again, and those took hours each of me camping at a monster, and that didn't sound too fun. And I wanted to train skills, so I basically made this series instead. And this series is actually, I almost guarantee this series will make me more money than an Elijan actually costs, just because, I mean, so far I've made 1.5 mil, and that's just to get a pair of dragonplate legs. That's going to take at least like 300 iron dragon kills, which I have to get back the bones for. That'll be 700k. That'll be about 3 mil profit right there, and then I have to do that for a really long time. And I'll end up doing that for tormented demons to make a dragonplate body, which should take at least like weeks of me camping TDs, and that'll basically like accumulate up to over 250 mil. I almost guarantee it. Sorry. And then the other reason why I didn't want to do a Road to Elijan anymore is I no longer really want an Elijan. They're not bad. They're not going to be bad. They're still going to be pretty amazing just because they're going to be one of the highest level shields in the game. But if you've paid attention to the combat beta, they're actually changing the way that Divine, Elijan, Arcane, and Spectral work, so that now an Elijan is going to be the one that soaks up range damage. And that would be nice if I went Armadillo all the time, or I went QBD all the time, or I can't think of anything else. But it no longer has the same appeal that it had to me before, because before the Elijan's effect was it did damage soaking for everything, just like on a 75% basis, it would soak up 30% of the damage, I believe. And that was actually the main reason that I wanted it, because it seemed to be better than it would. That after they changed it, it looks like it's going to be better, or now it's going to be worse than it was before. And for that reason, Elijan's actually dropped. I think the other day its GE price was 180 mil. You could put 180 mil in the GE, and that would be an instant sell. So it dropped. What is that? 60 mil in like 2 weeks. Not exactly the item that I want to be going for. It just shows you that it's not going to be as good. And that's basically why I made this, because instead of training my combat skills to get money, I would be training my skills to get money, which is good because I need to level up my skills. I'm 2199 total level. I would like to get that maxed eventually, which means I have to train my skills, and this series actually just benefits me in that way. So that's why I transitioned from Road to an Elijan to this series. Now about this series, if you thought that it was going to be me and Chase all the time or something along that means, sorry. There is going to be quite a lot of me and Chase. I'm going to be duoing commentary with him a lot, because we're doing the series together. I'm also going to be, I think, bringing Ben in sometimes, and then maybe having a trio commentary between me, Chase, and Ben. And that's just because it'll just pretty much be whoever's online and whoever wants to talk while I'm making a video. It's more fun to talk like that to people, and you can just kind of have like a nice conversation. I think it's enjoyable to listen to two people talk to each other more than just listening to one person talk while they're making a video. So, in my opinion, it would be nice to have other people on, which is why I decided to have Chase do this with me. So, overall, this series is going to be the one that I think is going to be more enjoyable. I mean, obviously, I got 1.5 mil for this task alone, for this Dragon Plate Legs hunting, and that was literally just get 93 mining. I'll probably get 99 mining before this series is over. It's not completely necessary, but I might as well. And then also I'm going to have a bunch of armor sets from everything that I buy, which is just going to be kind of nice to have in the bank. It should look like an interesting tab afterwards, because I mean, I've already planned out for let's see. So for my next one, I think might be Spiritual Mages or something different. Maybe it'll be Cave Horrors. But if it's Spiritual Mages, I'm going to go for a whip and then a Zamorak body, and then maybe just, yeah, I think that's all I really need, Zamorak body and a whip. And then I should have everything else. It depends on how much money I actually make before I want to go out and kill the monster, I guess. Because obviously I made 1.5 mil before I decided to come out and kill still dragons this time. And I could have actually stayed out here for a much longer time, or I could have kept on mining for a much longer time before I could have gone with Chase or something. So I mean, if I end up spending enough money to buy a Fury, I will buy a Fury for the task and then put it in the bank again, and then just leave it in there and then start making money for a new task. Because that is one of the rules. Every time that we get a new item, we restart making a new inventory each time. And that's kind of one of the reasons that I wanted to. Because if you overshoot the money market, or overshoot the money mark that you actually need, then you just have money kind of lying around, and you can store it up, and you can actually buy pretty good items, and then just keep them in your bank. And I actually figured for some points I would be overshooting that money mark by quite a ways. So I mean, if I get up to 98 mining, and before I want to go do another trip of TDs or something, if I want to just get 99 mining, that would be 1.3 mil experience. If I divide that by like 60, that would be like 200k or something, 20,000. So I'd have like 20,000 gold ore, and if I times that by 2, it should be about 4.3 mil or something like that. So I mean, 98 to 99 should make me by all means 4.3 mil in mining. And if I want to use that money all on one task, that would be funny. I could get quite a bit of a good armor setup just from skilling. So it just, in overall, it just makes the task a little bit more interesting, and it kind of adds to the series, which is good. That's what I wanted. So I just kind of wanted to explain that, explain the series, and go over Road to an Elijan and this series a little bit more, because I actually am going to be shying away from a Road to an Elijan. I might go back to it in the future if I decide to get an Elijan, but right now it's just not one of my main goals. And I might change it to Road to Pernix if I wanted to, because Pernix would be a lot more valuable than a Elijan would at the time being. Other than that, I can't really think of too many things that I wanted to talk about. I know that I had something that I wanted to talk about. I just forgot about it. Oh, I remember now. So a couple of things that I wanted to start making. If you saw my last video, it was me and Ben going Soul Wars. That was just kind of like a fun video. I think some people liked it. I liked it personally. I just made it on the spot, and it was pretty nice. I liked listening to it. I added some free music in there, which I had the right to. That was interesting, because I haven't done that for a really long time. Other than that, I might start adding videos like that onto the channel, along with I need to make another passive training guide. If you guys are interested in that soon. I'm planning on making a podcast, or I was planning on making a podcast, except there's not as much to make a podcast on. Duo Slayer actually came out tonight, or today, this morning I guess, and I was thinking about doing that. I could actually do a Duo Slayer for like an hour talking on video, if you guys found that interesting. Other than that, there's no real problems, and I've just actually been training on RuneScape and having quite a bit of fun with my friends. So I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time. I'll keep on recording some of this trip in case I get a decent drop, and hopefully this is the last run that I'll have to do to Iron Dragons, because Iron Dragons are probably one of my least favorite things in the world. I've gotten a ton of Dragonplate Leg and Dragonplate Skirt drops off of them, and I don't know. I used to camp them when I was insanely low level. I think before I got 80 ranged, and ranged was my first 99. I used to come here all the time to train and to make money, because they are a decent money making method if you sit here and camp for the stackable drops and the big drops. And now that I have a yak, I can actually bank the bones that I get, and that way I just make even more money than you'd think. So it's pretty nice overall. But also when I used to do it, which was a couple years ago, Dragonplate legs were 1 mil each, and since then it has definitely changed. I mean, I've gotten probably 20 dragon drops, I think, from these creatures overall, or more, and that would mean I got up to like 15, 16 mil off of these dragons. Now that would be close to 3 mil, I think. So you can just see how prices have pretty much changed over time. I still think they're pretty good, but they're definitely not as good as they used to be, and they're only really good if you have a yak, which I do. So that's just overall pretty nice for me. Thinking about it now, I could have actually come back here with melee and got like a brackish blade, and then just killed him with a stab weapon, or maybe like I couldn't have bought a Z-Spear. Z-Spears would have been way too expensive. But I actually could have bought Karasi, and then use that to basically as a stab weapon. I'm just trying to think of different ways that I could have gone about this trip, because obviously there's going to be one way that I do it, but there's going to be multiple ways that you actually can kill the creatures. I'm trying to, so I mean, if I think about it, what would the most efficient way actually be? I mean, I saw someone in here with a Polypore Staff. He's right here. So I could have bought a Polypore Staff. That was actually a pretty good idea, because Polypore Staff is like 400k, and I had 1.6 mil. So by all means, I could have done that, and it might have actually been more efficient, because I know that Mage is pretty good here. I'm not sure how good of a Polypore Staff is, but I know that Mage is pretty good against Steel Dragons. Yeah, like I just saw 391. That was probably the better choice. And if I come back, I might actually buy Mage Armor instead and change the method that I was using. So once again, I'm going to, I think, end the commentary right here. I hope you guys liked this video, and I'll see you guys next time, or maybe in a little bit, depending if I get Dragonplate legs or not. So bye you guys, thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.
Hey everybody, it's iMage Rex.
What am I doing
this
here?
week
I am actually
going to show you
I
a
took
two-minute
a
solo
cows
trip.
and
We're just
using
a little bit of it,
cool.
and I'm going to
Rush
tell you my reviews.